What is going on, brothers and sisters? I'm your host, Devin Hughes. Welcome to my live reaction to Josh Cobra 89's Raw review of last night's. It was so and so, same old BS crap, but the ending is what pretty much saved it for me anyway. So, if you guys want to check out the original video, I'll post a link in the description. Follow me on Instagram, the link will be in the description also. With that being said, let's jump right to it. Let's jump right into it.
What is going on, everyone? JOSHCOBRA89 here, and welcome back to the channel. Here with your official Monday Night Raw review of the 13th of March, 2017. Now, before we get on to the show, guys, there's going to be a little bit of news that I'm going to mention right now. If you guys didn't notice, I did not upload a Ring of Honor review this past weekend, and a pay-per-view show. And it was a really great show, I'll just say that, but I'm not going to give out any too much details right now, because the reason why that's taking a little longer to upload this video is that there was a lot of news that broke out during that show, as well as over the weekend, especially with Matt Hardy and the broken Matt Hardy gimmick. If you guys have been following on Twitter, on Facebook, or just social media in general, Rebby Hardy has been freaking, how can I say, demolishing TNA, because TNA served cease and desist orders to Sinclair Broadcasting and any other promoter that's booking the Hardys right now for using the broken gimmick. Yeah, so that's some huge news, and I want to sort of like withhold the review until later down.
Hold up.
During this week, so I could get some of that news information and provide you my opinion and some little bit of analysis of what's going on, and we'll take it from there. But you'll guys see that review of Ring of Honor 15th anniversary later down during the week. So let's move into tonight's Monday Night Raw.
What the hell?
Now, tonight's show is a mixed bag, guys.
Well, y'all, sorry about the my live app. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, now my phone is just acting stupid, so I don't know why I'm trying to. It just does it all the time. So make sure the screen is perfect. Knowing the. Well, let's get to it. You know how sensitive technologies can be nowadays. So.
What is going on, everyone? JOSHCOBRA89 here, and welcome back to the channel. Here with your official Monday Night Raw review of the 13th of March, 2017. Now, before we get on to the show, guys, there's going to be a little bit of news that I'm going to mention right now. If you guys didn't notice, I did not upload a Ring of Honor review.
Sorry, y'all. I'm looking outside. It's sunny and it's snowing at the same
Friday
time.
night was the 15th anniversary of Ring of Honor, their Ring of Honor pay-per-view show. And it was a really great show, I'll just say that, but I'm not going to give out any too much details right now, because the reason why that's taking a little longer to upload this video is that there was a lot of news that broke out during that show, as well as over the weekend, especially with Matt Hardy and the broken Matt Hardy gimmick. If you guys have been following on Twitter, on Facebook, or just social media in general, Rebby Hardy has been freaking, how can I say, demolishing TNA, because TNA served cease and desist orders to Sinclair Broadcasting and any other promoter that's booking the Hardys right now for using the broken gimmick. Yeah, so that's some huge news, and I want to sort of like withhold the review until later down during this week, so I could get some of that news information and provide you my opinion and some little bit of analysis of what's going on, and we'll take it from there. But you'll guys see that review of Ring of Honor 15th anniversary later down during the week. So let's move into tonight's Monday Night Raw review. Now, tonight's show is a mixed bag, guys. There was The majority of the show really dragged on, which is unfortunate, and that's not saying that much. I mean, that's sort of the same thing that's been going on for years, ever since the 3 hour format. I mean, sure, there was some 3 hour shows that were okay and good, maybe good,
It
but ever
was.
since the post draft, that Monday Night Raw was amazing. The Raw after the draft from 2016, that was a really damn good Raw. And how long have you seen a Raw like that? Don't count Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, none of that. Okay, like recent memory, not from the good old days. Recent memory? No, I can't really recall. Anyways, though, tonight's show, like I said, was a mixed bag. It dragged on quite a lot, and this is the build to WrestleMania, especially on the Raw brand. There's only one or two things I'm actually looking for from the Raw side of things for WrestleMania, but in my opinion, I think WrestleMania should have been a SmackDown exclusive. And the reason being is that at least, even if you hate some of these superstars, let's say like John Cena and Nikki Bella or whatever, you do have to admit that they do have some decent build with them. At
Who
least
cares?
somewhat of an enjoyable build with them than what Monday Night Raw is doing, especially for WrestleMania. Now, granted, some things could have been shuffled around to make it better on the SmackDown side of things, but at least the SmackDown side of things will deliver, really. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. I really wish it was a triple threat because I think Luke Harper does deserve to be in that spotlight, especially with this storyline, because Harper got built up really well with the storyline, you know? But I'm just some guy just talking at a mic, talking out of my ass, really. So who the fuck am I to say about WrestleMania, really? But I'm just voicing out my opinion, really. Anyways, going into the show, like I said, it was a mixed bag. And if there's anything, man, there's like I said, Raw's built to WrestleMania is getting weak. To the opening of the show, I really didn't care for it, even though it was Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. But ever since Lesnar's defeat to Goldberg back in Survivor Series, do we really even give a fuck about Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman? Because Heyman's still spewing the same shit ever since the Undertaker been defeated at WrestleMania
Yeah,
30.
yeah,
But
this is getting
that's
boring
long
now.
gone. It took a minute and minute and a half to destroy what Lesnar supposedly accomplished or built after WrestleMania 30. The mystique of that is gone. Nobody doesn't care. And I have nothing against Goldberg, really. I have nothing against Goldberg.
I
I
hate
loved
Goldberg.
Goldberg back in the day of WCW. I enjoyed the Monday Night Wars. I was one of those guys that flipped between Nitro and Monday Night Raw to see what was happening in both shows because I was enjoying the shit that they were putting out back then. And back then, I mean, Goldberg, yeah, for sure, he was not the best in the ring, but at least he was better cardio wise in the ring back then than compared to now. I'll say this, yes, he's in really good shape, but ring shape, no, that's completely two different worlds, really. And the fact that, and I heard this is being booked by McMahon himself. Vince himself is booking this match. Two part timers going against each other for the Universal Championship, which is a fucking joke. Really. It's been a joke. And that's not saying Kevin Owens is a bad guy. No, Owens is legit fucking amazing. The only problem is the creative and the booking that is behind putting Owens in that position as a comedy act. Now, here's the thing: I didn't mind if he was a comedy act, but if he was able to back that shit up. So I didn't really care for this promo with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. It's still the same shit, really. It's still the same shit that Paul Heyman says every time, And Heyman is great on the mic, really. But this has come to a point where it's like, do I really even give a shit about what Paul Heyman is saying, really? I mean, yeah, sure, he could sell me an empty can of soda with the way he speaks, but he cannot sell me on what's happening at the main event of WrestleMania. And supposedly, this is going to close out WrestleMania, so get those bleach shots ready. Like I said, I don't give a shit about this. I mean, the Universal Championship it was a joke ever since the unveil. Ever since the unveil, that thing is
Yeah,
nothing but fucking
I'm getting sick
dirty
of that
garbage.
title now.
So the first
I
match of
don't
the
even care
night
about
we
the
had
title
was
anyway.
Dana Brooks versus Sasha Banks. Do I even really give a shit what's happening with the women on Monday Night Raw? Hell no. Sasha Banks won with a roll up, really, and Dana Brooke and Charlotte broke apart after that. And whatever it was, I don't know what's going on with this crowd, but the crowd was chanting for Dana. Really, I don't understand why you want to chant for Dana. This is the same woman that fucking outbotched the original Sin Cara every week. Seriously. Seriously, I think Dana Brooke outbotches the original Sin Cara Mystico. And as a matter of fact, Mystico still botches in Mexico. The motherfucker, whenever he climbs out of bed, he just crashes his car in the garage. It doesn't make any sense, but this is WWE, so fuck logic anyways, though. Like I said, I don't care for the women on Monday Night Raw, so I was like, next. Then we had a tag team match with TJ Perkins and Akira Tozawa versus Brian Kendrick and Tony Nese. This was a decent tag team match. All I wish was there was no commercial breaks because it was 5 minutes on air time when you see it at home. But overall, in the end, it was actually 8 minutes. Somebody actually timed it when they were watching it from in the crowd, or actually they timed it the commercials, and it was 8 minutes. So here's the thing: it's that this is kind of a mixed opinion I have right here. Last week and at Fastlane, those are probably maybe the best two matches that we've seen with the cruiserweights being showcased. Tonight, it kind of shows that they're going back to the same old with the cruiserweights. Now, I'm still putting together that one video, like I said, of how to salvage cruiserweights or how to book the cruiserweights better or how to utilize them better, especially for the other divisions because you can't really restrict them to just the cruiserweight division. You can use them in tag team and mid card or upper mid for all I care. Some of these guys are so goddamn good, like Austin Aries. Really, Aries. It may be sounding I'm giving him too much credit, but Aries is a main event player. You could fucking see it in this guy. This guy legit main event player. Really. I mean, literally, give him and Owens 20 minutes on one Raw, and look what's gonna happen. Crowd's gonna eat that shit up like fucking candy, cause they're loving it. You know, they're gonna love something like that. Or let's say for something for the mid card or upper mid, Sami Zayn versus Tony Nese. Give them 10 to 15 minutes. They'll be amazing. So but like I said, this was an okay. Even T.J. Perkins give Zayn and Perkins 15 minutes. Let them go all at it. Perkins is fucking amazing. Just drop the video game lingo, the dialogue. I mean, I don't mind the entrance theme, but the way he speaks was just like, what the fuck? Really? He never spoke like that at the Cruiserweight Classic, or when he was in TNA. He never sounded like this fucking cringe. And that shows you the way how they're being scripted. I apologize if I'm all over the place, but that's one of the issues with Raw. It's just that they're all over the place, and there's so many things that are just so uninteresting because they just
Yeah,
fucking
Raw
rewrite the
just
shit.
stopped
Now
trying.
here's the thing:
Basically,
when it comes
they
to
basically just
with the
stopped
women,
trying.
majority of the women right there are really damn good in the ring. Okay, and they could be really good on the mic if they were not really restricted and scripted this much. Because it's just fucking embarrassing to hear these women. Charlotte is fucking atrocious on the mic. I can't take her seriously as a heel. Like I said this probably in my SmackDown or my one of my Raw reviews from the previous week, but Alexa Bliss, out of every woman in the roster, in the main roster, Alexa Bliss is the most legit heel that I can really see. She's
Yeah,
very sarcastic. She's a very snarky bitch, and she does it perfectly. She's the only one I can really see that transition to the main roster perfectly from NXT, like with no bumps in the road, with no bumps, and she's improving step by step in the ring. Really, she is athletic. I mean, she's no Eva Marie. Thank fucking God she's not. But anyways, where was I? Ah, yes, back at the tag team match. Like I said, this was a pretty decent tag team match, although Tony Nese and Brian Kendrick actually got the pinfall victory when Tony Nese shoves T.J. Perkins to Akira Tozawa, allowing Tony Nese to actually get the roll up. I've seen a lot of roll ups lately. I don't know. But it
yeah,
was a decent
yeah.
tag
I
team
don't
match,
know.
though. But
Hold
you
on.
guys give them at least a good 10 minutes. This would have been way better. I mean, it would have been really good on like last week's Raw. That cruiserweight in terms of a TV match. That's what I want to see. That's what you want to see, especially for that first hour. You get the crowd pumped, hyped up, and you start getting the cruiserweight talents over. Next match was probably maybe I would not say this is the match of the night, but this is actually one of the more intriguing ones. I'll just say that it was Chris Jericho and Sami Zayn going against Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Now, before this match started, Kevin Owens cut this really, really nice promo, similar to that one promo that he cut when he was still the Universal Champion. The week after he destroyed Chris Jericho in that Festival of Friendship when he threw Jericho in that freaking TV or whatever they had, he had the spotlight on him. I really love what Kevin Owens was saying, that he put the spotlight back on him and it was not on Y2J. Says that he stabbed Jericho in the back before Jericho stabs him in the back. It was a pretty good promo. I love this promo from Owens. Sounded good. Didn't sound scripted, Like, it sounded like he was giving his motivation on why he did it. And I like that. But here's the thing, we never found out what him and Triple H talked about before that shit happened with Jericho and Owens a couple of weeks ago. That's still the only thing that maybe gets some intrigue. But with the way how Raw is, it's just that like you kind of forget it, really. Now this tag team match was starting to get good. Like it didn't go into that second gear because normally, when a match goes, there's a certain flow and then it picks up. That's how it was a bit. Which I liked. I like one thing I really love was freaking Kevin Owens taunting like Y2J. He did the Y2J taunt where he says, "Come on, baby," and he put his foot on the guy for the pin. That was fucking brilliant from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a savage, man. I love when he does shit like that. Really, there comes to a part where everyone was on the outside, and Sami Zayn did a swan dive. That freaking flipped from the ring onto the outside, and in this process, you see him getting up, and he was hopping on one leg. He messed up his knee, but obviously, I think this was kayfabe. He was just selling the knee, which I think was beautiful. If there's anything I love about Sami Zayn is that he knows how to sell an injury in the ring. There was one where he was selling an ankle injury. I forgot where it was. This it was a pretty good, and it was a good match too. But I love the way he was selling. And Zayn is an amazing worker, man. Zayn is an amazing worker. He was great in the ring. I mean this is a guy that I would say that he could
Oh,
get that Daniel Bryan treatment, that underdog Daniel Bryan treatment. He definitely has that. You could definitely book a storyline like that, and it will excel with Sami Zayn. That's just me, though. Really, that's just me. I may be giving too much credit, but like I said, that's just me. Anyways, though, after a while, uh, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe attack Sami Zayn. But anyways, though, near the end of the match, Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens started to beat down Sami Zayn. The referee was trying to break it up apart, but eventually he disqualifies both Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. And then eventually, they started to put a beat down on Chris Jericho, which was beautiful, which was brilliant. I really loved this sequence, So this was actually probably by far the best part of the night because, it really shows them their dominance. And this is what uh, Kevin Owens should have been doing at the beginning when he was the Universal Champion. He should have been doing this with Chris Jericho. Because why? You will have a good balance from him being a comedian and Savage, having those comedic stuff that they were doing on Raw, which I loved, but add that stuff what Joe and Owens were doing, beating down Sami Zayn, beating down Chris
I
Jericho.
still
Just
think
imagine
Raw
if back
basically
then
just
if it
stopped
was Joe,
trying.
like
It's like
this is how I would book those two if when they were together. I would have done a two-man power trip with them, similar to Austin and Triple H. I know it may be weird, but I would have done that. They would have grabbed all the belts on Raw. I mean, have them with the tag belts, Jericho with the U.S. belt. I mean, dude, and make him fucking dominant, because that's what you want to see. You want to see Owens as a dominant heel. He could work. He could be a fucking great dominant heel. Then eventually you could book a different way how to break them apart. They could have lose the tag champs, and then the friendship just breaks apart from there. And then here we are. That's how I would have booked everything. But like I said, WWE fuck logic, really. But still, this beatdown with Joe and Owens on Y2J and Sami Zayn was just brilliant. It really shows them. It made them look strong. That's all I have to say. It made them look fucking strong. Now, if there's anything I really hate when it comes to these backstage segments is Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon. Now, let me ask you something.
yeah,
When it
I'm
comes to
sick
these
of it.
backstage segments, how many times do you see Shane McMahon? Even though I don't mind, but how many times do you see Shane McMahon? Maybe like twice in a span of a month. You'll see Daniel Bryan, which I have no problems with, because why? He's more over than any fucking person in the talent. He's over than most of the roster and the talent still to this day. But how many times do you see them? Like, do they overshow them? Like, do they overbook them to be on the show? Like, do they take up all the time? No, no. Every time when Foley and Stephanie McMahon are on screen, I fucking can't stand it. Mick Foley, I don't know what they do with him when it comes to the scripts. I mean, if Foley was supposed to be the general manager, you know what? I would have booked him like the way he was when he was the fucking commissioner back in 2000. Do you guys remember that? Those fucking segments were funny as fuck. Foley was in a damn storage container, a small storage container with a freaking plant. No, it was a cactus. And I remember he had Deborah as the second command to book the show. Those backstage segments, man, they are from an ice age. That's all I could probably say compared to what we see right here. I mean, and it's not difficult. They make it difficult to book these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of the other recurring things that was happening on tonight's Raw with this was that Stephanie McMahon gave an order to Mick Foley to fire somebody tonight to show that, you know what, we gotta trim the fat, we gotta trim the how can I say, the extra wheel, the unnecessary wheel, you know, to make Raw good. Well, here's the thing: there's so many things that you can make Raw good. Get new writers, get new bookers, get rid of fucking Stephanie and Mick Foley on screen. Give everyone that's really good in the ring at least a good 10 minutes and book the cruiserweights in the top of the hour to open the show. Give them 10 to 15 minutes and you'll get them all over. It's one of the ways how to make Monday Night Raw work. So, moving on, because when I saw Nia Jax, I says, you won't fucking kill me. I know what's going to happen. Nia Jax is going to get booked in a match tonight between either... I think she got booked against Bayley, and I'm like, oh, here we go fucking again. And there is a women's division. And on SmackDown, you have about maybe 3 to 4 women's matches that you could literally rotate with. Monday Night Raw is always the same 2 matches with the women every fucking night, every fucking week. Then we had a segment with the New Day and the Big Slow. Kill me fucking now. I have nothing against the Big Slow, but still, this was unbelievably fucking abysmal. Next, we had the tag team match between Cesaro and Sheamus against Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, I didn't really
Care
care either.
about Enzo and Cass,
I did not care about this tag match.
Just ruined Enzo for me. Enzo was just beyond cringe. The promo with the cup of haters, with the cup of haters mug. You know what? I got something for you, Enzo. Okay, I got a cup of flavors for you. It's called "Shut the Fuck Up."
Right.
That's that cup of flavor right there for Enzo. Seriously. And this is another weak part of Raw. The tag team division is so fucking weak. Do I really need to go over this? Nothing against Cesaro and Sheamus. Okay, Cesaro's fucking beautiful in the ring. Guy's amazing in the ring. This guy should be in the fucking main event.
He needs
That's
to be.
Me, really.
But the WWE just
Sheamus
won't
with the main event.
let him.
World champion. Why not have him in the main event scene? At least to help build up the new guys. I'm not gonna say too much. This match just ended in disqualification because of the club attacked both teams. So eventually, Mick Foley prompted this to be booked as a triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, which most people don't really care about. I'm gonna say this. Probably the tag team championship matches for Raw and SmackDown, they're gonna end up in the pre-show, because from the way how weak it is, both tag team divisions. But I think Raw is the worst between the two.
Raw sucks, period.
Next, we have Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Who cares?
When this match ended, we had HBK, and this is desperation, man. And shoutouts to Video Game Lover, okay? Shoutouts to you, Steve. You said it best. You know, it's just fucking sheer desperation trying to get this guy over. HBK comes out, tries to give advice to Roman Reigns. They did something like this before at some point. I don't know with who, though. I think it was with Triple H, maybe, when Triple H went against The Undertaker, even though Triple H lost like 3 times already against the other Undertaker. But this was just pure fucking desperation by WWE trying to get Reigns over. And I was like, oh my god.
It's not working.
I popped for HBK, and then took a second to realize, oh wait, I know what's going to happen. He's going to give an advice to Roman Reigns to see what about The Undertaker. Ugh. Then after that segment ended, Reigns was starting to walk back up into the stage, and all of a sudden, Braun Strowman, this is maybe one of another best part of the night.
Yeah.
Strowman comes out, bulldozes Roman Reigns over the ramp, and Reigns gets stuck between the guard railing where the fans are and in the ramp, which was funny as fuck. This prompted for a match to be booked between those two next week on Raw, and Strowman's gonna probably get fed to Reigns, or by sheer fucking miracle, let the Undertaker come out and chokeslam Reigns, so to keep whatever sheer fucking dignity you have over Braun Strowman. Next match we had is Austin Aries versus Diavari. Now, I was actually kind of looking forward to this match, but this match went way too short. I mean, and Austin Aries needs. This is a. And let me tell you something. Austin Aries is fucking amazing. Okay?
But
If
the
it may
match was
sound
too
like,
short.
hey, if I'm marking out or sucking his cock or whatever, hey, who cares? Austin Aries is the greatest man that ever fucking lived, okay? This guy is fucking amazing. This guy really deserves a good, at least 10 minutes. A good 8 to 10 minutes for him to showcase what he could do. And like I said, the Cruiserweight should have been in the first opening hour. Should have been in the opening hour. The first hour. Really, But it was okay. That's all I have to say, I mean, Aries, I know he's amazing, but this match was just okay, really. Aries just puts out Diavari with a really, really stiff forearm. And like I said, they went back to the 3-minute mark matches. Yeah, 3-minute time limit for these guys, really. I don't get what's the point of having the cruiserweights on Raw, really. Next match, Kill Me Fucking Now is a Big Show and Titus O'Neil skip. And
Yeah.
we have Bayley versus Nia Jax. I didn't care at all. Like I said,
Skip.
I don't care for the women's.
I don't
And
either.
I don't. Here's something I just don't get to. I noticed this. Whoever is the champion on Raw now, Bayley. Bayley lost to Sasha Banks last week, and that match was just pure fucking lazy. The way how they worked that match. Why is Bayley tapping? Why do the champions have to take the pinfall or they have to submit before a pay-per-view title defense? Why is that?
Raw just sucks,
They
man.
did this before with Seth Rollins. Remember, Rollins when he did that fucking knee to John Cena and broke his nose. Guess what? How that match ended? Rollins tapped out to Cena for Cena to retain the U.S. Championship. What the fuck? They still made Rollins look weak there. Now, Charlotte, you guys, I ranted on Charlotte so many fucking times. She's eating so many goddamn pinfalls on Raw and lost the belt 4 times and has taken pinfalls as the champ in tag matches, in one-on-one competitions against Bayley about like 3 or 4 fucking times already. And now Bayley is getting this treatment? What the
That's
hell?
exactly how I
They
was
just
feeling
want to
all the
fucking
time.
break the women's championship and then hot
It's
potato
like
again.
the creative team just doesn't care about the women's
Because
division.
that's what it is. And I just
I
wrote
just,
down my
oh
notes.
my god.
But that just really goes to show you how much I fucking hate the women's division. It's not the women. It's the bookies and creative that are doing this to the women. I mean, when you look at them at NXT, you can't help but let's say you give that reaction like, let's say you sit next to them and you're like, you're amazing, so show me something from Raw, and you see that and you look at them questions like, how come you're like, how come you're doing the shit on Raw, but the shit that you're doing in NXT is like fucking amazing? Why is that? And just recently, and I heard from a report, I'm not sure if this is even true, that Sasha Banks says that Raw is the better brand because of the changes of creative, the scripts, and everything.
No, it's not. It's even worse. What is she talking about?
No, when you're changing on the fly, demanding, that is bad. I don't care even if you're Vince McMahon, if you're changing constantly all the time. No, when you have a script, you gotta have it ready for production on that day, okay? There may be necessary when there's a rewrite here and there, but the entire fucking show, everything has to be booked so everything can run smoothly, because not you end up looking like a chicken with its head cut off running and the blood spraying all over everybody's eyes. I know it's a weird analogy, but seriously, what else is the best way to describe Raw? That's how it is. Then we have the ending segment, which is, who is Mick Foley gonna fire? And he says that he would rather fire Stephanie because the way how she is treating all the talent. Well, let me say this. I would fire Stephanie. I would fire McFoley. I would fire Triple H as well. I would fire Byron Saxton. I would fire Michael Cole. Well,
Kevin Dunn.
no. Let's keep Michael Cole. Really, it's really
Fire
messed
Kevin
up.
Dunn.
Yeah, he is back.
Fire
I
Kevin
would
Dunn.
fire Charlotte. I would fire Dana Brooke. I would fire Emma just for the hell of it. I would fire Roman Reigns, of course. Jinder Mahal, The New Day, The Shining Stars, The Big Show. Yeah, and the rest, they go to SmackDown and cancel Monday Night Raw forever. That's all I
Right.
would do. No, but I don't want Raw to go down. I want Raw to improve, really. I know, even though that sounds like
Here's the
trash
thing.
in the show.
Pause the video for a minute. I would definitely fire Kevin Dunn and fire Stephanie. Break up the New Day because the group is terrible. Turn back to TV 14, or at least create a new PG version, which is TV PGL, which stands for language. Like some Spike reality shows that are fake. And you know which shows I'm talking about that I'm really not a fan of, but I really don't like. Um, I would change. No, I would change Bailey and Sasha Banks' characters and turn them heel. Um, and I would turn Nia Jax maybe babyface. I would probably just have Vince McMahon retire and just give it to Triple H, or like him, or even Shane McMahon run the show. That's probably what I would do if I were to make Raw better.
It is. Anyways, though, after what Foley said to Stephanie McMahon, Foley decides to, Foley just, proceeded,
Oh, pause the video again and book better matches.
he's saying that Triple H is a coward. He hides behind people and stuff like that. And then Triple H comes out, and he has this smug look on his face, and he says that you're nothing but a broken tool. I'm not sure. I don't remember what he was saying, but he was a broken man, and you always have to bring your broken carcass to work every Monday. I mean, because Mick Foley does have to get his. I think he's gonna get his hip replaced very soon. So I think this is the reason why they're writing him off right now. But still, Triple H, he was just kind of sounded like the stuff that he was saying to him back in the Attitude Era. If you guys remember when Triple H retired him, when he went over because at that point, Mick Foley was just like his body couldn't take it anymore. Even though he wrestled at WrestleMania 2000, but still, you know, Triple H is good in the promo. So I was fine with this, and then he tells Mick Foley to get the hell out of the ring. Mick Foley was there in the corner, and you see him pissed off, and he puts on Mr. Sacco without Triple H and Seth McMahon noticing it, because they're just looking at the crowd, just saying how Mick Foley is just garbage, blah, 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 blah. And then Triple H was like, get the hell out of the ring. Didn't I tell you to get out of the ring? He goes up to him, and then Mick Foley with the mandible claw out of nowhere. And that was fucking brilliant. And then Stephanie McMahon comes in with a low blow. And they just get rid of Mick Foley. Then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins comes out. Yeah, Seth Rollins comes out. This was one of the best nights, one of the best parts of the night.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that last part
Seth
saved
Rollins
Raw
comes
for
out,
me.
he's hobbling on the crutch, and then he's out there on the outside of the ring. Then he drops the crutch, and he goes in, and he starts attacking Triple H, getting the best of Triple H, knocking them on the outside of the ring. Then Triple H grabs the crutch, and they get back inside, and they start brawling, but Triple H gets the upper hand by smacking Seth Rollins on the injured knee with the crutch, and it's one of those metal crutches, too, so, it looked really nasty, but I don't think it's not going to really hurt Rollins that much, but let's just hope. But I think it's going to happen, though. Rollins, Triple H, in some ways, it might be a segment. It could be, this is how I would book it. Seth Rollins needs to appear at Takeover and attack Triple H, and then he gets thrown out. And that's whenever you're gonna have the Triple H Seth Rollins moment happen or the match happen, that everybody's gonna be ready for that shit. Everybody's gonna be ready. Have Finn Balor return to help out Seth Rollins take out Triple H at WrestleMania. That's how I would book it with this feud. That's just me though. But still, Raw ends with Triple H standing tall over Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is screaming in agony from the pain that he's with the beating that he got from the crutch onto his right injured knee. And there's Monday Night Raw. So like I said, it was a mixed bag, guys. There was parts that were like okay. Like I said, there was a few moments that I didn't enjoy. The tag team match with Owens, Samoa Joe against Jericho and Sami Zayn. Even though it didn't pick up in the next gear, but the way it ended was perfect because it showed them being strong. It got them to look strong because that's what you should have been doing with Kevin Owens in the first fucking place, really. But in the end, it's going to be a weak build from Raw side because there's going to be like maybe one or two things going into WrestleMania that are going to be okay for Raw. Owens and Jericho, Triple H and Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe. Who knows if he's gonna have?
I still don't like Raw, regardless.
Match. I would book Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. Maybe I don't know. That's how I would do it really, because I don't want none of these two in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Really, I mean, what purpose is it gonna do? Really, what purpose does it serve? And the tag team title match, I really am not looking forward to it because, like I said, the tag team division is very weak. The cruiserweight, it's could probably be Aries versus Neville. Aries versus Neville looks like it might be the cruiserweight championship match, and I really hope that should be the one that opens WrestleMania. Like I said, on the main card, not the pre-show, not the kickoff or the pre-show, should be the main card when it starts. And the Triple H Seth Rollins feud that's going to happen at WrestleMania, that's the only other thing I'm really looking forward to. But other than that, like, this show was just all over. It was just very. There was a mixed bag, guys, and I would give the show. I'd give the show a fucking F for tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe
Raw always gets an F for me too.
There was only a couple.
I couldn't do it, man.
If there was none of that stuff, this Raw would have fucking sucked bad. So I'm hopefully SmackDown rebounds from last week because last week was underwhelming. But SmackDown for sure, at least we know that their side, they're going to bring it. Even though you guys may hate, because I know there's people that commented and they hate John Cena, which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm not a big John Cena fan, but I agree. I give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, me too, but I still don't like John Cena, period. Him and Nikki Bella.
That's your guys' opinion.
I mean, Bella, excuse me.
Let me tell you this. Instead of this intergender tag team match they're doing, I'll say this. Even everybody that's hating John Cena is this. It would have been better if it was Cena versus Corbin and Cena putting over Corbin.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that would have been good if they actually booked the bit. No, they decided to make it a tag match, and this is how you know WrestleMania is gonna suck this year.
If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit.
Because the New Day is hosting John Cena versus Nikki Bella tag match. I don't care. I don't know, man. I think WrestleMania this year it's basically gonna suck. Period. And look. There are certain things that I really just do not like about Raw. It's everything. The lack of booking, creative team, the women's division, the backstage segments, and the cruiserweights. It's like the company has just stopped trying to be creative. Stopped trying to be good. So, I don't know, man. I think Raw just slipping. Hopefully SmackDown can redeem itself. Redeem itself, tonight. So, and don't worry, I will do my live reactions to SmackDown. So that's gonna be it for my live reaction to JOSHCOBRA89's review of Raw, and he brought out some valuable points about the women's division, and just everything just makes sense what he's saying though. So. Thank y'all for watching with me, and I'll see y'all later on SmackDown.